Everybody, this is Annie Ruth. I am here finally with episode 1 of Annie Ruth's Community Art Connections. And we're going to be doing Mod Podge lamps. So this is actually a sample of one that I did with my grandbabies. The lamp was bought from the thrift store. And you can use an old lamp that you don't like the color of. You can use any fabric that you choose. I actually choose to use Afrocentric fabrics, various colors, and you can also buy lamps from like not Dollar Tree, like Roses or something. This is like a little $6 lamp. It comes with the lamp and the shade, and I end up changing, so the lamp will look nothing like this when I'm done. I'm going to take you through the process of doing this. This can be done on any type of item. Usually if it's got a nice smooth surface, it works best. So I got to send a shout out though to Tolan O'Neill, because back in our Arts Consortium days, she would actually work with different folks to make Mod Podge vases, and they would sell them. The children would sell them. I chose not to do vases because having vases kind of adds the water factor to it. But having a lamp means you've got something practical and you can use it over and over again, and then water's not introduced to it. Even though it is waterproof, I like having the fact that we're not, pouring water into something. And I think it affects the durability. So here's the supplies that you'll need. You will need a flat paintbrush. This is a flat paintbrush. Now, this right here is a round paintbrush. If you use a round paintbrush, you've actually got more control with a flat paintbrush. So if you've got a flat paintbrush around, choose a flat paintbrush. This is a good size. This is probably like about maybe 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch wide. And then you need some fabric too. So here are some fabric selections that, I love bold, bright color. So here's one here. I love this. Look at the beautiful blue tie-dyed color there. That's nice. Here's another tie-dyed version with the greens. Here's one with some, if you want to add some royal colors. Today, though, I'm going to be using 2 different patterns. This one right here, actually, I got this from one of the fabric stores. I think it was Joann's Fabric in the ethnic fabric section. I love it because it's got the nice geometric shapes. And then this right here is a piece of fabric that I got when I was traveling to Nigeria. I just kind of cut it up, and I'm going to be using them. So what you want to do is cut your fabric into like small pieces like this. And I'm going to show you something that I do, because I kind of hate to see people waste fabric. You will get the most out of your fabric if you take your strip of fabric like this here, and if you cut a long strip, just cut a long strip instead of cutting into the fabric. Right, once you've got your long strip cut, then you can cut your smaller pieces like that. See how I'm doing? Kind of cut your smaller pieces. Right. And you want to have a size, your piece to be about this size. You don't want it too large, because if it's too large, then it won't adhere to the surface well. Now I'm going to show you the secret. There is an art to applying the Mod Podge. So Mod Podge, this is the Mod Podge. You're going to need Mod Podge. You're going to need your brush. You're going to need your fabric pieces, and you're going to need you to follow my instructions, because I'm teaching you how to do it nice and good. Repeat after me, say nice and good. All right, so the first thing you're going to do, I poured my Mod Podge into my little cup. Now here's a little secret if you do not have Mod Podge. Mod Podge basically is a glue and glaze mixed in one. You can, if you don't have Mod Podge, you can take your regular white glue and water. So basically, white glue and water. You want to do 1 part white glue, 2 parts water. So whatever your measurements are, if you do 2 tablespoons of water, you want to do 1 tablespoon of glue. If you do 2 cups of water, you want to do 1 cup of glue. So just remember, 2 parts water, 1 part glue. And then you, of course, stir that up and mix it up to where it's this nice liquid consistency, almost like a paper mache. If it feels a little bit too thin to you, because different glues vary, you can add, in a little bit more glue and stir it on up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our flat brush and we're going to dip it into the Mod Podge, right? Then we take the Mod Podge and we brush the surface, just right here, wherever we're going to adhere the fabric. We want to brush the surface under it first, right? So once that's brushed, then we take our cut piece of fabric, we put it down where it's supposed to go. You're not done there. You're going to dip again into the Mod Podge. And then you're going to brush it down on top of whatever you just brushed down. Now here's whatever fabric you lay down. The catch is you want to brush it smooth. So repeat after me. Say, brush it, smooth, smooth. Say, brush it, smooth. So we got to brush smooth here. All right. Once one piece is applied, you want to apply this over and over again until you do the entire lamp. So I'm going to dip my Mod Podge again. I'm going to brush it down I'm going to put an undercoating. Now, when I put that second layer down, when I put the second layer of fabric down, I want to have some overlap. I don't want to leave any gaps where I got green lamp or whatever the color of the lamp is you're using under. So I'm going to overlap it. So once I've overlapped it, I'm brushing it smooth. See how I'm brushing those edges down? Now, one thing, even though I'm dipping in here, and you can see I'm applying this to where it has like a white glossy or a filmy type of coating, you don't want to put too much on here, because if you put too much, it won't dry clear. The Mod Podge that I'm using right now, they have different kinds, it's a glossy Mod Podge. So when it dries, it's going to dry shiny and it's going to dry clear. Now this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to just gulp it on there like that. You want to make sure, and if you look like you've got too much glue on there, you want to brush it smooth and then use the edge of your container with the glue is in and then just kind of slide it off. And then take it and brush it smooth. So now I've got 2 pieces of fabric applied. I'm just going to turn my lamp and dip it into my Mod Podge again. Brush it down where I've got my good undercoating. And then, let's see, I'm going to take another, I'm going to kind of create a pattern here. So I'm going to take another color fabric swatch here. And then I'm going to take and dip it in my Mod Podge again. And I'm going to brush it smooth. Now the great thing about fabric, and you'll see that these has some rounded edges, it will take the shape of the rounded edges as long as you've got it wet enough to brush it smooth. So you don't want your brush too dry. You want to be able to brush it smooth and brush it to where it's just got a slightly cloudy film. And if you notice, I'm dipping in the Mod Podge again, I'm brushing down on the lamp again. And it doesn't have to be a pattern. So I'm just going to grab whatever one I feel like. I'm using the 2 colors again that I'm using. I'm using this particular print. And I'm using this one because I'm loving the geometric theme that's going on here. I've been doing a lot of artwork with triangles. So once this is brushed down, I grab another piece of fabric. Now here's the thing is, here's the good side, here's the dull side. Of course, you're going to put it up where the bright side is facing up. So that's on there. I'm going to put this down here. And you see I'm just taking my time. And it is okay if you get a little glue or Mod Podge on your fingers, because that's what soap and water is for. And we are using lots of soap and water. We're not scared of soap and water. So we're brushing this down smooth. And see how as long as it's wet, it takes on a nice edge. Oh, that is awesome. It's like baking a cake to me, or just creativity, and it's so relaxing too. You can put on your favorite gospel album or your favorite jazz album and just go for it. Just dip it in here. I'm gonna do one more, and I'm gonna show you some finished lamps that my 88-year-old mom did. She is the Mod Podge lamp queen. So I'm putting one more piece of fabric down. I got it laid there, and then I'm, of course, again, you're dipping and you're brushing that Mod Podge on the bottom. And once you put the fabric on top, you're brushing it down on the top as well. So this is really, really good. I'm feeling really relaxed. So what I'm going to show you do, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to fast forward to what we call essential cleanup. So for essential cleanup, because the great thing about this Mod Podge is not only is it drying, but it's drying hard. So if this were to dry totally completely in my brush, it would ruin the brush. So what I've done is I've grabbed some water and just a little bit of dishwashing liquid. You know, this dishwashing liquid just doesn't have to be anything fancy. And if all else fails, if you don't have any dishwashing liquid, you can use hand soap, you can use bar soap, and some water. And I just take my soap and water and I swish it around in there real good, and I kind of push it down, swish it around, get that soap in there between them bristles really good, and then I just kind of take and squeeze it out like that. I kind of squeeze the excess water out. And whenever you're done with using your brush, you don't necessarily have to use a paper towel to blot it. You can, or you can just store it to where the bristles are upright and can air dry. Do you have to use soapy water? The answer is no. But because the Mod Podge is a glue type of substance, the soap helps to really get all that glue out of those bristles. And I usually wash my brushes in warm water. I kind of treat them, if it's in there really good, you know, I kind of treat it like I'm shampooing hair, where I just kind of use my fingernails and just get it clean. But the main thing I always do is kind of squeeze the excess water out and store them when they're up like that. Now, when you've done the lamp, I'm going to show you two completed lamps that my mother did. And she's just on a roll. So these are the little $6 lamps we got from Roses. She used a kente print and like a Native American print. They're all kind of meshed in there together. There are about 3 different prints. And see right there, she actually used some of the geometric print that I'm loving too. That's one of the designs. Another design is this one right here. And you can basically, when you're matching your lampshade color, you can look at the colors that you have in your fabric. Some people even actually Mod Podge the lampshade. I typically don't. I kind of go with finding a solid color lampshade, just because if you're Mod Podging the lampshade, the heat element that's added to covering over that light bulb may like loosen up the Mod Podge through the years. What I do when it's totally dry, I take this, even though I'm using a clear glossy Mod Podge, I spray this. Of course, I spray it outdoors where you're not getting fumes all in the house. Spray it outdoors. I spray it with this clear acrylic, and it gives it a beautiful, nice sheen. So once it's Mod Podged, right, and this is dry, coat it with this clear acrylic, and then that'll be done. Now, I got some great lessons planned for you all. I'm hoping that when you complete your projects, that you will post a picture. Tag me of some of the art projects that you've done. I specifically pushed the lamps because the lamps are functional. You're not adding water into the element like you would with a vase. But there are other items that you can use it on. So I'm actually going to do a Facebook Live presentation of me creating it using a frame, a picture frame. So I'm going to do the Mod Podge demonstration with a picture frame. So tune in, tell your friends, share this video with some children and parents who need to have some activities to do. And I will see you next time on Annie Ruth's. I done forgot the name of what I'm doing. Community Art Connections. All right, see y'all later.